Hi capstone students. I'm super sorry about my lighting right now. It's after midnight and just wanting to get this quick video out just to say hello and to introduce the news and notes for the week. The first thing that I want to say is great work. I was finally able to get through annotated bibliographies, action plans, and introductions. If you have not turned in your introduction first draft, please do so as soon as possible. For those of you that turned in introduction first drafts, I think all but maybe two of you have revisions to do. So recognize that with the introduction, once you submit for the first time, I provide you feedback and you submit again. For the most part, we'll leave it there. I'll accept the introduction and understand that you will be editing it as you proceed forward into your draft. And often introductions change once you start writing the draft, and sometimes your sections change and your subheads change and the way you organize it changes and your sources sometimes change. So lots of things are going to happen as you're drafting. And so there's no point in going back and forth with the introduction more than 2 times. So please check on Blackboard for those returned introductions. I have made comments on Word in your document, and then I have also attached a feedback form which is based on the checklists that were sent out last week. I'm also going to email those to you again along with some other material that may be helpful. Okay, so I just want to leave you with a quick kind of thought about feedback. Feedback is tough. For many of you, this will be the first time that you've had to do this type of scholarly writing, and the feedback can feel harsh, and I'm very sorry about that. And I do not intend it to be uncomfortable, and I would never want you to take that personally, think that it is any sort of judgment on your abilities as a scholar, as a teacher, as a writer. It is not. It is primarily because I know where we're headed. I want you to get there. I want you to be super proud of the work that you do ultimately. And so I will push as much as I can in the direction of making it clear, concise, efficient, and effective writing. So when you receive your feedback on your introductions, please look over my comments, please look over the feedback form to see which things are showing up and which things I couldn't see, and recognize that it's a work in progress. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the slides. Okay, so here is the capstone news and notes for the week. First of all, this is an example of the feedback form that you will see. It will come in, it was pasted into the feedback area on Blackboard, going along with your introduction draft. This particular one is for the Lit Review as the capstone. So those of you that are doing a capstone project that is entirely a Lit Review. For the school improvement and action research, you have your own little feedback form. It is very similar except for a couple of parts at the bottom because the introduction is pretty similar except for a couple things. So you'll notice there's a yes and a no, Y and N, and what I'll do is I'll highlight if I see that particular item. Each one of these should show up in your introduction, and it is best. Lit Review is very kind of scripted and not creative and very functional writing. So when it says state the problem, you will literally want to say the problem is, the purpose of this Lit Review is, research questions surrounding this action, research, or school improvement project are, and then you list them as questions. It will feel stilted and it will feel choppy, and to be honest, that's really what this type of writing requires. So please look at each of these and use this as a way to check that you've included everything. Be aware that this piece that I made came directly out of the checklists that were sent to you last week and that are posted on Blackboard and that I will send out an email. I just reworded it as a statement of fact rather than a question, whereas in the checklist it's stated as a question. So you're going to check your email and Blackboard for two things: the checklists, again, which I will send out, and then the literature review paragraph. So we have a sample of what a literature review paragraph will look like. This is student work, so it is not necessarily perfect, but it is very reasonable and easy to follow writing that will show you kind of how that lit review paragraph will go. It shows you how to use sources that are sort of arguing with each other, how to organize under a heading and then also a subheading. It really gives you a good indicator. You can get lots of examples, of course, by downloading a capstone project, but be aware that we have had different professors who were in charge of capstone in the past, and so I cannot be assured that the quality of every project is at the level that we're expecting now. If you're not certain whether this is a particularly good example, you can always send it to me and I can let you know. But I think pretty soon you'll have a pretty good idea of what's expected once you look at the checklist versus one that you're reading. So take a look for that. I want to leave you with this quote this week. As you face obstacles to complete your capstone projects, to graduate, I think you're going to really, at the end of the day, realize that the growth that you take undertaking a huge endeavor and then actually finishing is huge. I finished my own dissertation for my doctorate in 2019, and I would have dreams about finishing. I would have dreams about graduating. I would have dreams about defending and having them say, "Congratulations, Dr. Pedersen." And I allowed myself to have those sort of daydreams because I knew that they would motivate me and drive me forward. So I want you to see this capstone as an obstacle that will change you in all of the best ways, and you will succeed and you will be finished. If there's anything I can do to get you there, I will, and we will together make the journey. The Bible verse of the week is Isaiah 43:2, and I have taken to praying for you this particular verse over the next 7 days. When each day I pray for each of you by name, I'm going to be praying that when you go through deep waters, the Lord will be with you. So thank you so much. Those of you that have made appointments with me to have conversations via phone or voicemail, I am looking forward to, no, I meant Zoom. I'm looking forward to meeting with you. If you get your feedback and you're not exactly sure where to go and where to start and you want to talk more about it, just email me and we can schedule a time either over the phone, looking at the papers separately, or over Zoom. And I'm happy to do that with you and get you through this little hurdle of the introduction, and then you'll be moving on. Take care and stay warm.